Hello, I'm Mike Williams, your president of the Florida AFL-CIO, standing in front of the Capitol building where new challenges are being presented to working families every day that all of us together have to fight back on. We're halfway through this regular session. We cannot give up. We have to stay vigilant because every day new challenges are being presented to working families that all of us together can beat back. We're so proud of the activists that's been to Tallahassee, literally hundreds the first half of session as part of the Working Family Lobby Corps, and literally thousands of members and activists throughout the state in the home districts. When the call has gone out, you've been there. You've been part of the activities. You've been part of the rallies. You've been part of writing letters to the editors. You've been part of the editorial boards and phone banks. We have to keep this up during the last half of this regular session. So please don't give up. Be ever vigilant. Look forward to all of us working together as a team and a coalition with our community partners, our faith-based partners, as well as organized labor throughout the state of Florida. Be ready, persevere, we will succeed. And now for the weekly update.
The Working Family Lobby Corps was in full swing at the start of the week 5 of the legislative session. As the prison privatization bill hangs in limbo, more organizations and faith-based groups showed their opposition to shifting governmental responsibilities to the private sector. Early in the week, the Florida ACLU hosted a press conference on this contentious issue, criticizing the profit motive of private companies pushing this legislation and highlighting several studies that cast serious doubt on the dubious claims that private prisons are cheaper and more effective. The Florida ACLU explained that the overwhelming body of evidence on private prisons, including their own history in Florida, this bill continues to be a divisive issue in the Senate, with opposition growing on both sides of the political aisle. On Wednesday, activists from across the state made their way to the Capitol to participate in a flash mob in Rick Scott's office. This flash mob was organized by our allies at Progress Florida and Organize Now. This action was in conjunction with the launch of their new website, rickmakesmesick.com. Their new website highlights how Rick Scott continues to systematically destroy Florida's healthcare system. The activists wanted to make sure that he got the message that his policies and cuts to healthcare are making them sick. Over a dozen activists began to sing Hey Ricky to the tune of the 1970s classic Hey Mickey in the governor's office to onlookers and media camera crews.
Hey Ricky, you're so slick, you make us sick. Hey Ricky! Hey Ricky!
After they finished their action, the flash mob began to leaflet the people at the Capitol about Rick Scott's record on healthcare in Florida. Later that day, education and pro-immigrant rights groups held a press conference in support of Senate Bill 106, which, if passed, could be the lifeline many immigrant students need to stay in school. Currently, undocumented students are subject to exorbitant fees as international students. Florida has the 4th largest population of international youth in the nation, who currently have to pay up to 3 to 4 times more than our residents or citizen classmates. As a result, it is estimated that only 5% of these kids make it to college, not because they didn't succeed in school, but because of the high cost. This is after their parents have spent a lifetime paying the same taxes as other Floridians. The press conference had students speaking about how their future hangs in the balance and that the American dream is out of reach if there is no reforms to our educational system and the way that we pay for college.
This year there's another class who's going to be graduating and who won't be able to attend college because of the money they cannot afford to pay out-of-state tuition. So I ask everyone to support SB 106.
The House and Senate passed their redistricting proposals this week, and the news was met with a slew of lawsuits after the legislative majority ignored Amendments 5 and 6 for fair districts. That's right, after 63% of the voters demanded an end to gerrymandering, we find it alive and well in the Florida Legislature. The next stop, the Florida Supreme Court.
We sat through numerous hearings getting information from the public, asking them what they thought their maps should look like. And often at every meeting, people would ask, where are the maps? Where are the maps? You're asking us to give you input on something that they cannot see. We didn't give them a map. You didn't show them anything. But you asked them for their input. And they did give you that. Now, there are some theories, there are some people who believe that, you just didn't want to do it. And I have my own belief, Mr. Speaker. I have my own belief. And my belief is this. The reason why you didn't go back is because you knew that the people would not like these maps. And for that reason, I'm urging you to vote no.
That was Hump Week here at the Florida's Capitol as we passed the midway point for the 2012 legislative session. With prison privatization scheme up for a vote, Week 6 promises to be a pivotal one. We will bring you the highlights in next week's legislative update. Solidarity.